Hello, volleyball fans, and welcome to wherever you are. We're in Grizzly country here tonight on STSPN.com. We've got the Glacier Peak Grizzlies against the Monroe Bearcats coming at you live from Glacier Peak High School. Starting off here in just a couple minutes, I'm Bishop on the call. Tonight's match is brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. And of course, we've got our player of the match sponsor, Speedway Chevrolet. We should have a really competitive match on the cards tonight. Come on back in just a moment for First Serve here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife, Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Michaela Pratt. Here to represent Michaela are her parents, Chris and Shannon Pratt. From the class of 2017, Lauren Michael. From the class of 2017, Nicole Hayne. Here to represent Nicole Hayne is her parents, Deb and Lisa Hayne. From the class of 2017, Maya Watkins. Here to represent Maya is her mother, Carrie Watkins. From the class of 2017, Lauren Sanders. And here to represent Lauren is her mother, Tiffany Sanders. From the class of 2017, Paisley Johnson. Here to represent Paisley is her mother, Stephanie Johnson. If there is any more alumni, please take a moment to stand. All right, now.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. You need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
A sophomore starting as outside, number 11, Avery Davidson. A junior starting at middle, number 14, Sophie Barber. And starting tonight at libero, a junior, number 22, Lexi Carpenter. Head coach for the Bearcats is April Munoz, assisted by Jessica Starr-Lewis and Joy Coops. And now, for your Glacier Peak Grizzlies, a senior starting as setter, number 9, Sierra Pratt. A junior starting at outside hitter, number 20, Natalie Aya. A junior starting at middle, number 8, Carly Bond. A junior starting at right side, number 12, Claire Johnson. A senior starting as outside hitter, number 10, Emily Jameson. A junior starting at middle blocker, number 34, Sidney Peterson. And starting tonight at libero, number 11, Macy Aquari. The head coach for the Grizzlies is Dave Thorne, assisted by Shireen Osbert and Doug Henry. Officiating tonight's games are Courtney Elwaner and Pedro Rosado. Line judges this afternoon are Mike McQuarrie and Linda Jameson. Now please stand for the national anthem, who will be represented tonight by Ashley Cordero.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Grizzly Country. It is just about time for the first serve between the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the Monroe Bearcats. Bearcats come to Glacier Peak High School looking for their first win of the West Coast season. Glacier Peak faring slightly better in the early season. Monroe, I do believe, will pose the biggest challenge that this team has faced yet this year. I'm Matty Bishop. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in here to our biggest season of Wesco 4A volleyball coverage yet on STSPN.com. Over 15 matches on the calendar. Thanks hugely to the sponsorship and support of our volleyball community by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens and Speedway Chevrolet. Really stoked for the commitment to bringing volleyball broadcast. Please get out and tell those sponsors that you appreciate what they're doing for our volleyball community. You appreciate them helping us shine a spotlight on the accomplishments of these young athletes. Taking a look at the starting lineups, nothing too different. It looks a little different in the beginning for the Bearcats, but it's going to be roughly the same as we see Anna Wiganest getting a start at outside hitter. She's going to be just passing across the back row. We're anticipating Sarah Day, the sophomore outside, will be checking in for her. Brooke Barnes will be starting as your setter. Looks like they're starting in rotation 6. That'll bring Tatum Mcgovern back to serve first, and she will set. Taking a look at the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Significant players there. We're looking at number 20, Natalie Ayat. Number 9, senior setter Sierra Pratt. She'll start at the service line. Also working her way into the match will be number 34, Sidney Peterson, their big middle, their answer to the loss of Lauren Sanders, who graduated last year, went to the University of Washington. We'll get you caught up with everybody else as the match goes on. Sierra Pratt at the service line for the Grizzlies, ready to get this one underway. Wiganest with the pass right out of the gates. Barnes set for Ashley Davidson, that is Avery Davidson, not Ashley. That ball picked up by Sophie Barber. Out of system set from Barnes. Davidson sends a free ball. In the back row there, that's Emily Jamison to the lefty, Carly Bond playing out of the middle. Free ball again from Davidson. This time it's the libero McQuarrie. Macy McQuarrie, there's Natalie Ayat, and she gets the first kill of the night for the Grizzlies. Nice rally there to start the match. Couple free ball opportunities. The Grizzlies take advantage. So your front row outside hitter is Natalie Ayat for Glacier Peak. Your second outside hitter is Emily Jamison. She is a senior, listed as 5'8". She's got a real whippy arm. The left-handed middle, Carly Bond. And then your right side for Glacier Peak is Claire Johnson, junior right side setter, middle blocker. There's not much Claire doesn't do, apparently. Sierra Pratt misses that one just long. Tatum Mcgovern comes back to serve. As we anticipated, that's going to bring Ellie Lewis into the front row for now. Freshman right side. Been in the mix from the beginning of the season. 6-footer, a nice addition to this Monroe squad here. Tatum Mcgovern, Jamison. Pratt back for Ayat out of the right side, and touch called. Natalie Ayat gets the kill. No, the head official says no touch detected. The line judge very clearly and very quickly called a touch. The head official's waving it off, and Natalie Ayat does not get a kill. Tatum Mcgovern will serve again. Jamison, McQuarrie runs that one down. The lefty, number 12, Johnson. Davidson pounds that one through. It's dug up by Pratt, but they can't control, and Avery Davidson gets her first kill of the night. Keeping Mcgovern at the service line. So we see a little change up to the serve receive. Claire Johnson drops back to pass. Mcgovern overcooks that one a little bit. And that brings Natalie Ayat. So you remember Natalie Ayat from last year. She's got the big jump topspin serve. One of the few that we see in the Wesco 4A, and that's why we see it. It gets to that passer really fast. Difficult to handle just because of the velocity, the rate of speed. Not a lot of high school players can hit a ball with that kind of velocity. Natalie been doing this for years. Carpenter gets that one up, quick in the middle for Barber, off the big block from Bond and Johnson. Here's outside Ellie Lewis, big dig by Natalie Ayat. Pratt outside for Jamison. That ball's dug by Wiganest. Set into the middle-ish for Lewis. Picked up by Ayat. Sent back over by McQuarrie, but just a little too long. Kind of a funky defensive play there from Glacier Peak. Caught Natalie a little off guard as the deflection came off of Sierra Pratt, it looked like. We'll see Avery Davidson go back to the service line as anticipated. Sarah Day comes into the front row for Monroe, taking the place of the senior Anna Wiganest. Jamison passes that one, forces Sierra Pratt to run it down. Natalie Ayat misfires, and we're seeing some troubles in the serve-receive game early on here from Glacier Peak. Maybe just some nerves as they look to settle down. It's alumni night. Recognize lots of moms here for representing their alumni. There's Natalie Ayat. Pratt back for Bond. Oh, what a dig from Carpenter. Are you kidding me? And then Tatum Mcgovern just misses on that one as she goes aggressive to the corner. Lexi Carpenter, junior libero for Monroe, lays out, and that brings back memories of Mina Duong right there, who graduated last year. She's playing at the collegiate level somewhere in Montana. Don't remember exactly which school she's at off the top of my head. There's Carpenter again. Outside, and Sarah Day pounds her first kill through the block. Carpenter will go back to the service line. That brings the senior Lilia Perez into the front row. Sophie Barber makes way in the libero switch. And Carpenter serves that one just a little bit long. Back to serve now for Glacier Peak, Claire Johnson. Sierra Pratt to the front row setter, a whole little different thing to look at. McQuarrie with the pass, quick in the middle, and that's Sidney Peterson. We told you it was coming. Sierra Pratt to Sidney Peterson is going to be a huge part of Glacier Peak's success this year, as you see why right there. It all started with a pass. The libero, Macy McQuarrie, nice job, puts that one right on a dime. Samantha Zimmerman in to pass for Monroe now. Big dig as Lewis gets up. Dug by Day. Lewis tries to keep it alive and can't. Kind of a funky scramble there on the Monroe side. Ellie Lewis got a big swing there and a nice dig in the back row. I believe that was McQuarrie that came up with that one for the Grizzlies. Thank goodness they don't ask me to keep track of digs. Samantha Zimmerman gets ace that time, and that is Claire Johnson's first point scored of the match as she gets the ace. Zimmerman, the big outside hitter for Monroe, she can't play across the front row right now. She's rehabbing a shoulder injury. They're hoping to have her back to full strength at some point this season. There's the Leah Perez. Dig by Johnson. Nice pop-up by Peterson, and Jamison puts that one on the floor. Emily Jamison tallies her first kill of the night. Glacier Peak on quite a run here behind the serving of number 12, the junior Claire Johnson. Zimmerman. Mcgovern outside for Day. Dig McQuarrie, it's tight. Pratt's there. Oh, what a read by Sarah Day. And Sidney Peterson just goes up over top of everybody on the joust at the net and puts that one down. It was originally a good read by Sarah Day as Sierra Pratt went up and tried to just tip that one over. Sidney Peterson goes right up over top of everybody, takes care of business. McGovern runs down the pass from Carpenter. Here's Day again. Natalie Ayat comes up with it, and man, we've got some defense on display here. McGovern digs this one out of system set from Carpenter, and Day misfires on that one. Glacier Peak stretching out this lead, and a timeout called by the Bearcats. Quick start for the Grizzlies here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back, and the Grizzlies of Glacier Peak frolicking around here in Grizzly country. 12-6 early lead for them in the first set of this Wesco 4A matchup. I'm Matty Bishop. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate bringing you these high school matchups on STSPN.com. Carly Johnson at the service line. Sarah Day picks that one up. She gets the swing out of it off the block. McQuarrie. Pratt, nice job running that down. Jamison just misfires on the tip. Very impressive play by Sierra Pratt to get to that ball, not touch the net, and put up a decent ball for her hitter. The timing was just a little off. That's a side out, a much needed side out for the Monroe Bearcats. Ellie Lewis, the freshman, makes way. Brooke Barnes comes in to serve and set for Monroe. That means Tatum McGovern's a front row hitter. Natalie Ayotte with the pass, going back row for Johnson. Dig by Barnes, out of system set Carpenter. Zimmerman with that shoulder injury just sends a free ball over. Pratt, Peterson, oh, that connection, they're looking for it again. Just misfired on it that time. Sam Zimmerman being brought into that back row to help shore up this serve receive for Monroe. It's been one of their struggle points so far this year. Natalie Ayotte, Sierra Pratt somehow gets under it. McQuarrie sends a free ball. Dig for McGovern. Outside, there's Sarah Day looking for a touch. No touch detected. Point Grizzlies.
Serving for the Grizzlies is Emily Jamison.
Emily Jamison. That brings Natalie Ayotte back into the front row. Jamison at the service line. There's Barnes setting for Day, and she misfires over the top of that one. A couple of young outside hitters here for the Bearcats. And as the season goes on, these two have all the physical skills to really make good things happen. They're just a lot inconsistent right now. As they start to dial things in, get a little bit more comfortable, it's just going to get better and better. There's Tatum McGovern. She hits that ball over the top. Dig Jamison, out of system set for McQuarrie. Way outside the court is Natalie Ayotte, and she finds the corner. What on earth? What kind of magic is that? She was a good 3-4 feet outside the court and 6-7 feet off the net and just hit a perfect rainbow with pace right into the corner on the opposite side. Carpenter, Barnes, quick in the middle. Perez looking for the touch. No touch detected. She hits that one out. Trying to go off the hands of Peterson. It doesn't work, and it's all Grizzlies here early in set one. Monroe slow out of the gates. Grizzlies' new head coach Dave Thorne has to like what he sees so far. Sam Zimmerman, Barnes outside now. There's McGovern. Dig by Jamison. Pratt runs that one down, sets Jamison in the back, and she just misfires on that. We see it's kind of a double sub. Into the front row comes Avery Davidson. She'll take the place of Sam Zimmerman. Into the back row is Anna Wiganist. She will serve and play defense in place of Sarah Day. Pass, perfect pass by Ayotte. There's Sidney Peterson, and the block just doesn't close out. Perez was there. She just didn't penetrate across the net, and Peterson hammers that ball off of her hands and straight down on the Monroe side of the net. Peterson's third kill of the evening. She goes back to serve now. Davidson. Ball run down by McGovern. Here's Avery Davidson. Roll shot over the top. Dig by Johnson. Outside Natalie Ayotte. Dig Carpenter. Barnes. Davidson just wide. Another easy one for Glacier Peak.
Do you like having the up judge facing you?
No, you can see what I'm saying about him. That's what I'm afraid of.
Oh, I see.
We've had the same up official for every match that I have broadcast this year, this being the fourth one now. It's almost kind of eerie. We see the much-needed side out for Monroe on the long serve. Brings Perez back into serve. Lilia Perez. Pass by Jamison. Set by Pratt and Natalie Ayotte. All kinds of boom, but just misses everything up high over the top. The senior, Perez again. This time McQuarrie. Pratt. Carly Bond misfires. Tough ball for the lefty to hit there over on the left pin. You have to let that ball come all the way across your body. Get that big swing at it. Just takes a little more patience. Jamison. Pratt runs that one down one-handed and out of play. So the serve receive was spot on for Glacier Peak there for a minute. Now Lilia Perez has got him under a little pressure. Monroe creeping back into this game. Jamison. 11 feet off Pratt. Big tip from Ayotte, block and then dig from Barber. That's legal. Perez picks it up. Pratt tries to put it down. It's dug by Barber. Barnes. Bump set for Davidson. Dig Jamison. Pratt outside for Ayotte. Roll over the top. Dig by Barnes. Picked up by Wigginist. Swing from Davidson, and that one is out of play, and Avery Davidson gets her second kill of the match. Timeout, Glacier Peak. Monroe puts together a little run here. Set number 1's not in the books yet. We got a lot of good volleyball coming at you here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Columbia Athletic Club's Cornerstone
Welcome back inside Glacier Peak High School. The Monroe Bearcats on a roll. It's been all Glacier Peak early. Now the Bearcats on the serving, a tough serving of senior middle Lilia Perez, working their way back into it. Jamison, perfect pass. Carly Bond hammers it. Anna Wigginist with the dig. Now outside Natalie Ayotte. She hammers it. Wigginist can't come up with that one. Ayotte gets her third kill of the night. Big swings on this Glacier Peak side. Aggressive, lots of power from this team. You like to see that, especially early in the season. Sierra Pratt at the service line for the Grizzlies. Back to rotation 1 we go with the setter serving. Wigginist mishandles the pass. Set outside for Davidson. Coming back out of the middle, Emily Jamison. She digs, gets set in the pipe, and can't convert on that one. That'll bring Tatum Mcgovern to the service line for the Bearcats. Ellie Lewis, the big right side, back into the front row. Excited about what this kid's going to do over the next 4 years. Number 6 for Monroe, Ellie Lewis. Jamison, Pratt, right side, Ayotte, dig Carpenter, run down by Mcgovern. Bump set for Davidson, dig Jamison. Pratt gets her hands on it now for Johnson. Dig Wigginist. Back set, looking for Lewis. She drops the hammer. Right on cue. Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate that. When she connects, it is really, really good. Like most freshmen, it's still a work in progress. Like most high school players, it's still a work in progress. Sierra Pratt runs this one down, goes for the lefty Johnson, and another misfire, and suddenly Monroe right back in this one. Substitution coming. It's number 1, Aaliyah Stratton, coming in for Emily Jamison. Stratton, senior outside hitter, the first of the Stratton girls. It'll go through Glacier Peak. Serves out over Aaliyah's head, and Glacier Peak gets the side out. Aaliyah comes to the front row. Coach Aaliyah, she coached for Uprising Volleyball this year, working with her sister's U14s team. Played a bunch of beach as well. Partnered up on multiple occasions with Natalie Ayotte. There's Ellie Lewis, dig Ayotte. Pratt, jump set, quick one for Bond. Picked up by Lewis, but she couldn't control it. And that is a kill for the lefty, Bond, in the middle. Sometimes it can be problematic to have a left-handed middle hitter, as we see Megan Toomey come into the match for Anna Wigginist for the Bearcats. Toomey, the defensive specialist, junior. Another accomplished beach player, Natalie Ayotte, misfires on that big jump top spin. Avery Davidson back to the service line. Toomey makes way immediately for Sarah Day, who comes into the front row. She brings 1 kill from earlier in the match with her. McQuarrie, good pass. Pratt outside. Stratton off the block, picked up by Johnson. Now Bond on the right side, and she misfires. Some struggles with the consistency. Sierra Pratt doing a beautiful job of distributing the ball. Nice tempos, nice placements, just some consistency troubles from the hitters. Pratt runs that one down, goes to Bond again. This time the tip over the top goes down. Carly Bond's second kill of the night. She comes out. The libero McQuarrie will serve. Sidney Peterson back into the front row along with Stratton and Claire Johnson. Jump serve McQuarrie, pass Zimmerman. Mcgovern puts that one straight up for Lewis. She goes off the hands. Ayotte keeps it up. Here's Stratton. Stratton gets a touch off the block. Oh no, net violation. Net violation called against the Bearcats, and it looked like it was signal number 14, Sophie Barber. McQuarrie will continue to serve for Glacier Peak. She misfires there. Monroe. So you're saying there's a chance. 2023, there's plenty of work to be done. Lexi Carpenter at the service line for the Bearcats. McQuarrie, beautiful pass for Pratt. That one's up outside and tipped over the top by Peterson. And just the pure athleticism of Sidney Peterson has been on display multiple times in this first set. Set point coming for the Grizzlies. It's Claire Johnson at the service line. Zimmerman, perfect pass for Mcgovern. That one's going outside. Sarah Day pops it off the block. Zimmerman picks it up. Back now for Lewis, Ellie Lewis. And that big block is there. Peterson and Stratton in on that one. I'm going to guess that it was mostly Peterson, but we're going to give Stratton credit for a block assist on that one. On our extremely not official at all, unofficial stat sheet brought to you by Uprising Volleyball and STSPN.com. Hey, check this out. We got some sponsor messages coming at you. Don't ignore them. Go out and support these companies. Tell them thank you for making the Snohomish Times Sports Network volleyball coverage possible. We'll be back with set 2 in just a minute on STSPN.com.
Hey volleyball fans, it is a great time to be part of the Uprising. We've got adult and junior leagues, club hybrid programs, private personal training, court rentals, and much, much more. Check us out. We're Snohomish County's only indoor beach and hardcourt volleyball facility, uprisingvolleyball.com.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back, everybody, to Glacier Peak High School, where we're getting ready for set number 2 between the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and Monroe Bearcats. It just sounds like a ferocious matchup. Watching Grizzlies and Bearcats go at it. What better way to spend a Tuesday evening? Hopefully you're in and out of the rain, watching a little volleyball here on STSPN.com. I'm Matty Bishop, happy to bring you this match on behalf of Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens and Speedway Chevrolet, who will be the sponsor of our player of the match coming up at the end of the night. Glacier Peak took a big chunk out of the Bearcats early in set number 1. Monroe fought back valiantly, got it all the way to a 25-21 first set win for the Grizzlies. The Bearcats keep finding little things that work. The key now is just to keep doing them consistently. This Grizzlies team was pretty consistent all the way across. A couple small patches where their serve receive was a little iffy, but for the most part, they were spot on, giving senior setter Sierra Pratt beautiful passes to run her offense from. She did a nice job of distributing. She had 3 kills from outside hitter Natalie Ayotte, 4 kills from the middle Sidney Peterson, 2 kills from their other middle Carly Bond. Emily Jamison chimed in with a kill, a couple aces. That's the scoring for Glacier Peak. Avery Davidson led Monroe with 2 kills in that first set. Tatum Mcgovern, not quite as easy a time moving that ball around. Number 10, the junior setter for Monroe, will get to serve to start set number 2. Not sure exactly what we're waiting for. Something at the score table. And now we're ready. Here we go, Tatum Mcgovern gets us underway in set 2. Jamison, Pratt, Bond, and the big block from Barber and Davidson, but then it just goes outside and the other lefty, Johnson, puts that ball on the ground. Nice play by Pratt, moving that ball around after the block. Middle gets blocked, so she pops that ball out really quickly to Claire Johnson. Here's set right side, Avery Davidson, dig Natalie Ayotte. Pratt for Jamison, and that's Emily Jamison dropping the hammer. Her second kill of the evening. Big topspin serve from Natalie Ayotte. Tatum Mcgovern somehow keeps it alive. Well, no, she doesn't. She had to go way under the net to do that. In club ball, you can get away with it. In high school ball, not so much. Natalie Ayotte again, that jump topspin. Carpenter. Mcgovern runs that one down out of the back row. Sarah Day off the block, kept alive by Sierra Pratt, but it drops eventually. The off-speed shot from Sarah Day. Avery Davidson checks out of the match. Megan Toomey will serve and play defense. Ooh, she goes right after Natalie Ayotte. Tough serve right on the sideline. Tip from Jamison, out of system set from Carpenter. Sarah Day rips that one. When she's on, she is very good. Sarah Day has a lot of pop in that arm swing, lots of power. Just a matter of dialing it in and getting it consistent. That time she unloads. Toomey misfires on that one.
In for the Grizzlies, Sidney Peterson.
Macy McQuarrie will serve for Glacier Peak. Sidney Peterson checks into the front row. She's there along with Emily Jamison and Claire Johnson. Pratt, Ayotte, and McQuarrie across the back for Glacier Peak. Megan Toomey. Mcgovern. Sarah Day again pounds the ball off the block and down. We've seen them play a couple times. Sarah does tend to score in bunches. She's got 2 in a row here. Into the match to serve for Monroe. Carpenter. She misses just long. Claire Johnson be the server for Glacier Peak. Trickler off the tape. Beautiful pass from Toomey. Quick in the middle for Perez. Looking for the touch. Ooh, the crowd thought there was a touch. The line judges stood frozen. Center ref shakes his head. No touch. That ball is out of play. Toomey. Mcgovern backs up for Lewis up over the top. She gets the kill. A little off-speed shot with a lot of topspin on it. Took a while to get to the back corner, and the defender just had a hard time judging whether it was going to drop in or out. Ultimately, it dropped in. Brooke Barnes checks into the match. She will serve and set for the Bearcats. Sophomore setter, wicked serve. Natalie Ayotte, beautiful pass. Here's Sidney Peterson. Oh, that looks really easy. Sidney making it look easy. Nice job. Peterson with her 5th kill of the night. Jamison back to serve. That brings Natalie Ayotte to the front row. Lots of power in the front row. Barnes, quick for Perez. Self-defense looking dig from Natalie Ayotte. Out of system set, Megan Toomey. There's Tatum Mcgovern, little roll over the top. Ayotte gets under it but can't control it, and Tatum scores with the off-speed shot. We didn't see a lot of her offense in the first set. Avery Davidson back in for the front row for Toomey. Sarah Day at the service line for Monroe. She misfires. And Samantha Zimmerman will check in to pass for her.
Serving for the Grizzlies, number 34, Sidney Peterson.
Really looks like head coach April Munoz just looking for answers in serve receive right now, trying to get a consistent passing game going. Davidson pops that ball up. Barnes for Davidson, and that ball's down. Avery Davidson goes up, swings hard, and pounds that one through the block. Lilia Perez will serve for Monroe. Sophie Barber into the front row, junior middle hitter. Jamison, Pratt outside for Natalie Ayotte, and she gets under that one. Looking for a touch, it was not there. Net violation call, however, is a point for the Grizzlies. And I think they're calling Tatum Mcgovern, saying she was in the net on the block play. So that is a point for Glacier Peak. Sierra Pratt at the service line. Lefty, Pratt misses that one. No, they're calling a touch. They're saying, must be saying Zimmerman. The line judge did not call the touch. The up ref called the touch. Somewhere between Zimmerman and Davidson, he detected a touch. Zimmerman, good pass. Barnes, ooh, a little confusion over who that was for. Ayotte. Here's Johnson, she misses, and no touch detected on that one either. The up ref not even looking at his line judges at this point. I don't think he has a lot of confidence in what they're doing. Barnes checks out, Ellie Lewis checks in. Tatum Mcgovern to the service line for Monroe. Here in set number 2, Glacier Peak leads 1-0 here at Glacier Peak High School. Jamison, Pratt 12 feet off, sets for Johnson. Zimmerman comes up with the dig. Bump set for Davidson, dig McQuarrie. Back here's Ayotte on the right side, tip over the top, and Samantha Zimmerman can't get down to it. Ayotte gets her 4th kill of the night. She gets up strong and fast on that approach, breaks out the tip at the last second. It's really difficult to read. Here's that jump top spin from Natalie Ayotte. It's a high risk, high reward kind of serve. As you see, she misses more than most other servers, but man, when she gets it, the other team is really on their back foot. So you tolerate the errors as a coach in order to get the chaos that the tempo of that serve causes. And that is a lift call against the setter Pratt as she goes up to try and salvage that overpass. She is judged to have been in contact with the ball too long. Has to be a clean contact rebounding off of your arm. That one they say is stuck in her palm a little bit. Easy down ball from Pratt. Toomey, Sophie Barber off the hands of Jamison. Net violation against Emily Jamison, I believe. That has Megan Toomey at the service line. Sarah Day back into the front row for the Bearcats. Day, Barber, and Lewis across the front for Monroe. Sierra Pratt outside Jamison. Nice dig, Carpenter. Mcgovern for Day. Big block, good cover from Toomey, but she couldn't control it. She was in the right place, just couldn't keep that one in play. Big block on the right side. That was Johnson and Peterson going up and getting a combined effort for that one. Claire Johnson, Sidney Peterson. McQuarrie, Carpenter, 10 feet off. Lewis pounds that one through the block. Ellie Lewis, her 3rd kill of the night. She joins Davidson and Day on 3 kills apiece. On our extremely unofficial stat sheet, Monroe yet to really get their middles involved. Perez and Barber still, by my records, looking for their 1st kill of the night. Pratt, Peterson, oh my goodness, Sidney Peterson. Her 6th kill of the night. As we see the Glacier Peak Grizzlies world without Lauren Sanders, who of course went on is playing at the University of Washington now. Sarah Day goes up and returns the favor.
For the Bearcats, number 7,
Brooke Barnes comes in. She will serve for Monroe. Sidney Peterson, a big dynamic middle. Very athletic, fun to watch her play. Barnes misfires. Emily Jamison back.
In the serve for the Grizzlies is Emily Jamison.
Senior, outside hitter. Carpenter, Barnes, Mcgovern slaps that one through. Dig by Johnson, and then a little traffic jam in the middle of the court as Pratt, Johnson, and Jamison all ended up doing a little dance, and nobody could get to the ball in time. Avery Davidson back in for Monroe. Sarah Day at the service line for the Bearcats. Jamison, Pratt, beautiful back set from Pratt, and it's hit long, no touch detected by Peterson. Sarah Day. It's been kind of the story we've seen out of Monroe so far. Glimpses of brilliance followed by fixable mistakes. And so the second half of this season, what you're looking for is you're looking for this Bearcats team to really start eliminating some of those unforced errors, start getting in system more. Natalie Ayotte with the solo block all by herself against Tatum Mcgovern. Natalie Ayotte not known for her blocking ability. She does have some springs. She gets up on that one. Good timing, good read. Peterson serves down the line for Carpenter. Barnes quick in the middle. Perez looking for that back line, and it is down. Lilia Perez gets her first kill of the night. What a shot. Funky angle going through there. Lilia will come back to serve now. Brings Sophie Barber back into the front row for Monroe. Fast-paced second set. Lots of side-out volleyball. Natalie Ayotte. Nice dig from Perez. Barnes. Outside swing high over the top from Davidson. She can't get it back down in time. Sierra Pratt comes back to serve for the Grizzlies. Been holding this 1/2 point lead here for quite some time. Zimmerman, Barnes, Mcgovern. And that one's a kill for Tatum Mcgovern, her second of the evening, and the Monroe Bearcats offense has certainly woken up here in set number 2. Looking much, much better than they did in set number 1. Ellie Lewis into the match in place of Brooke Barnes. Beautiful service ace from Tatum Mcgovern, as that was just a sick float serve. The bottom dropped right out of it between McQuarrie and Ayotte. Goes after Ayotte again, gets the overfeed. Zimmerman to Mcgovern, and a misfire from Davidson. So Tatum gets the overfeed, the easy one, and then they misconnect to the outside hitter, and let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt them. Natalie Ayotte, big topspin. Carpenter, good pass with it. Here's Barber off the block that time, yes. Sophie Barber with her first kill of the match. And a whole lot of subbing going on. Avery Davidson makes way for Megan Toomey. Samantha Zimmerman comes out. Sarah Day comes in to hit across the front row. Toomey will serve and play defense for the Bearcats. Natalie Ayotte brings that ball. Johnson with a beautiful set. Jamison, the tip, put almost back down. Emily saves it. Tatum Mcgovern takes matters into her own hands with the setter dump. We've seen her overuse that early. This time she catches everybody off guard, and Monroe takes the lead. Glacier Peak takes a timeout. So will we on Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Corporation, Home Smart Ion Realty Group, Infinity of Bellevue, Jack's Cafe.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back inside Glacier Peak High School. It is a slugfest here in set number 2 as Monroe and Glacier Peak just trading punches, about 9 consecutive side outs until finally Monroe gets a little run to come back from down 2 and take the lead. Lexi Carpenter picks that ball up. Mcgovern can't get in low enough to pull it out of the net, and Glacier Peak gets the side out. First set was a set of big runs. Both teams had at least one good 5-6 point run. This set has been much more even. Macy McQuarrie at the service line. Sarah Day in Sophie Barber, and look at the roof. Sidney Peterson all by herself. And Mcgovern was just a little far away from her middle to set that one. It took a little too long to develop and gave Peterson all kinds of time to go up and just put that big roof in front of the Monroe middle. Nice pass from Carpenter. Outside now, Sarah Day returns the favor. She's got her 5th kill of the night. She's been very good here in set number 2. Sophie Barber at the service line. Lilia Perez, a senior middle, back in the front row. Tough pass from Ayat. Jamison runs it down. Free ball from Pratt. Up, perfect pass from Toomey. There's Perez, puts that one down. Lilia Perez. So Tatum Mcgovern has done a beautiful job of getting her offense back on track here in set number 2. All of the hitters have a kill now for Monroe. We'll give Brooke Barnes some credit for that as well. She's been much better in set number 2 also. Swing down the line, dig Mcgovern, out of system set, Toomey. Day rolls over the top, McQuarrie. Pratt, Jamison. Oh, she was swinging for the fences on that one. Couldn't find the high hands in the Bearcats with just a smidge of separation and a second timeout called by the Grizzlies. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is going to be a good finish to set 2 right here on STSPN.com. We'll be right back.
Murphy's Corner Dental. Northwest Animal Care.
You're watching STSPN!
And we're back. Glacier Peak has utilized both of their timeouts. Monroe yet to call one. Monroe with a little separation here at the end of set number 2. Glacier Peak won the first set. Sophie Barber. Macy McQuarrie out of system set for Natalie Ayat out of the back row. Dig Barber, nice job from the middle there. Sarah Day, and she pounds out when McQuarrie can't come up with it. Sarah Day has been on fire in set number 2. The sophomore outside for Monroe wearing number 8. We mentioned that she scores in bunches. She wants to keep this momentum going for the rest of the season. Barber, McQuarrie. Whoa, just a big reach of Peterson keeps that one alive. Free ball sent by Toomey. Here's Pratt looking for Peterson again, sets that one really high, and again Sidney Peterson just reaches high over the top of everybody. That time she gets into her 7th kill of the match, a much needed side out for the Grizzlies. That brings Claire Johnson to the service line. Junior right side. Mcgovern, Day, roll over the top, too easy, but Jamison sends a funky pass. McQuarrie out of system set, easy roll shot. Dug by Mcgovern, out of system set, Carpenter, free ball sent by Toomey. Ayat, Pratt, here's Peterson, big block up, covered by Pratt, out of system set, McQuarrie, tip over the top, Jamison, dig Mcgovern. Out of system set, right side, Lewis. Johnson with the dig, and Pratt can't get there. A little traffic in the middle of the court. Sierra Pratt couldn't get to that one. And Ellie Lewis gets her 4th kill of the night on that one. She'll check out. Brooke Barnes back in to serve. Set point here in set number 2 as the Bearcats try and even up at 1 set apiece against the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Ayat, tough pass, good job by Pratt getting her hands on it. Barnes gets under it but can't control it. Sidney Peterson staves off set point number 1. She'll go back to serve. Monroe, 2 more opportunities to win the set here before we get bonus volleyball in set 2. No, it's going to be Jamison back to serve. Sarah Day, Dig Johnson, Pratt, Sidney Peterson again. That quick connection in the middle, very difficult to stop. Perez, I don't think has quite the springs or quite the reach to get up and really shut down Sidney Peterson when that play is coming that fast. This serve down the line, pass Toomey, bump set. Day tips over the top, great read and cover Macquarie. Outside Ayat over the middle, Dig Toomey. Oh, and net violation called. Point Glacier Peak. They fought off 3 set points, pardon me. And now we're tied. It's a deuce ball game. Monroe's going to take their first time out. First team to get a 2-point advantage is going to win this one here on STSPN.com.
Silver Lake Eye Clinic, SLS licensing, the law is
Welcome back inside Glacier Peak High School, where the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and Monroe Bearcats are knotted at 24 here in set number 2. Sarah Day sends Brooke Barnes running to chase that one down. Gets a little roll shot kill that finds the floor in front of Claire Johnson. Looked like Monroe was in big trouble there. Sarah Day has been magical here in set number 2. She leads all the Monroe hitters with 7 kills on the night. She goes back to the service line now, and Monroe with set point number 4 for them. Ayat, perfect pass, quick in the middle for Peterson. The big block is there. Net violation called against Monroe. Number 5, Perez, was in the nets. And that's a side out for the Grizzlies on a play that was otherwise really good, but Lilia needed to cheat a little bit to get that done, and we're knotted up again. Peterson now out of the front row. Perfect pass, Carpenter. Slap through the middle from Perez, dug up by Johnson. Ayat gets a swing. That ball comes down for Pratt. Bond goes up left-handed, and a lift call. I didn't see the lift. Not sure exactly what was called there. Lilia Perez serves, match point number 5 for the Bearcats. Here's Ayat, and she misfires, and Monroe takes set number 2, 27-25. Hey, call your friends right now. Get on Facebook, share this feed, get some people watching. We got ourselves a battle here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We're back in just a minute with set 3 between Monroe and Glacier Peak on STSPN.com.
you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half-ton, one-ton, two-wheel drives, and four-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We're all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
And welcome back to Glacier Peak High School. We have a slugfest, a barn burner, a battle going on here between the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and Monroe Bearcats. That last set wore me out. That second set was incredible. Monroe pulls it off 27-25. It was on their 5th attempt at set point that they finally got it done. The Grizzlies took set number 1, 25-21. A big push down the stretch there in set number 2. They just couldn't quite get the advantage. They will come out here looking to take an advantage. Set number 3 as we're tied 1 set apiece. Sierra Pratt at the service line for the Grizzlies. Lexi Carpenter with the pass for Monroe. Avery Davidson, that big high reach. She goes up over the block on the right side, and that's a good early side out and early kill for the Monroe Bearcats. That'll bring Megan Toomey into the match.
Serving for the Bearcats, number 4, Megan Toomey.
Played defensive specialist for the Monroe in the first 3 matches of the year so far. McQuarrie, the libero for Glacier Peak, to Sierra Pratt. Nice high roll over the top from Natalie Ayotte. Quick in the middle, Barber, dug by McQuarrie. Here's Emily Jamison out of the back row. Right at the setter, Mcgovern. Out of system bump set from Carpenter. Sarah Day with the big reach. And she picks right up where she left off towards the end of set number 2. She was on fire in the second set. She gets a kill early in set number 3. Megan Toomey continues to serve. McQuarrie, perfect pass for Pratt into the middle. Bond looking for the touch. No touch detected. That ball is out of play. Misfire from the lefty Bond. Toomey. This time Jamison. McQuarrie out of system bump set for Johnson. The lefty slaps it over the top. Carpenter. McGovern. Day off the block, and Sarah Day with her 9th kill. She's now up to Sidney Peterson standards. Peterson for Glacier Peak has 9 kills on the night, unofficially, as does Sarah Day. And Monroe on a big point scoring run right out of the gates here, taking all that momentum from the set 2 win and doing good things with it. Bond tips over the top. Pick up from Day. Barber goes up in the joust. It's picked up, set for McGovern. Ellie Lewis wanted to hit that one a little too hard. And finally, Glacier Peak gets on the board. They bring Natalie Ayotte back to the service line for that big jump top spin. Pass by Day. McGovern runs it down. Sarah Day sends a free ball. That's exactly what Glacier Peak wanted. McQuarrie, Pratt, Jamison on the floor. That's how you do it. Doesn't have to be a service ace for it to be an extremely effective serve. You can get that free ball back on your serve, run your offense with little contest from the other side. That's exactly what you want. Carpenter, McGovern, right side Lewis, Dig Ayotte. Oh, and Pratt can't track it down. Dig was just a little off target. And that's going to be a kill for Lewis, as Ayotte couldn't quite handle that one. Sophie Barber at the service line. Aaliyah Perez in for Monroe. Jamison high over the top. Dig Toomey. McGovern. Day. Dig McQuarrie. Out of the pipe, it's Ayotte. Oh, Toomey pops that one up. Barber runs it down. Perez will send a free ball out of play. It's an easy one. It's good defensive play by Megan Toomey just to pop that ball up. Barber brings it back into the middle of the court like she's supposed to, and maybe Lilia Perez tried to do just a smidge too much with it. Back to serve now for Glacier Peak, Macy McQuarrie. She serves it long and out of play. Monroe serve receives, thought better of touching that ball. Into the match to set, sophomore setter Brooke Barnes. She'll take the place of the freshman Ellie Lewis and serve and then set across the back row. That means Tatum Mcgovern's your right side hitter from Monroe, Sarah Day is your outside hitter, and Leah Perez is your middle. Back to serve now for the Grizzlies, Claire Johnson. One of 3 lefties on the floor tonight for Glacier Peak. Sierra Pratt, Carly Bond, and Claire Johnson, all left-handed players. Sarah Day misfires, looking for the touch. No touch detected. We've got another lefty on the bench, Sydney Golan as well. At least another lefty that I'm aware of. They might have one more down there. Coach Dave Thorne seems to have a collection of lefties. Carpenter, Barnes, McGovern, high over the top. McQuarrie pops it up. Jamison keeps it alive. Free ball sent by Johnson. Toomey. Barnes, quick for Barber, and it's out of play. Appears to be the right call. Took a while for the line judge to come up with it, but appears to be the right call. Tough angle for me to see that from, to be honest. Claire Johnson, shorty. Oh, what a serve. Claire Johnson, her second ace of the night. That was a beautiful serve. Just died into a little hole right in front of Sarah Day. And Glacier Peak with a big run of their own now. Looks a lot like set number 1 all over again. Perez can't keep that one alive. We're going to give another ace to Johnson on our extremely unofficial stat sheet. And shorty again, Sarah Day. Ball popped up to the outside. McGovern rolls it over the top. Dick Johnson outside now for Jamison. Big tip. McGovern comes all the way across to get that one. Beautiful set. Perez wipes it off the block. Nice play there. McGovern just about elbows Megan Toomey in the face, but gets a swing through. Natalie Ayotte out of the pipe. Toomey with the dig. Barnes up. McGovern again. This one off the block, picked up by Johnson. Pratt goes wide and a double contact called. Woo, it was close. Was close, but was not unthinkable to call that one a double.
Number 11 from Monroe.
A little bobble that we haven't seen out of her release this evening. Sarah Day back to the service line. Avery Davidson back into the front row, taking the place of Toomey. Quick in the middle for Peterson, and gosh, she just goes and hangs there and waits and then just kind of power slams it down. That's 10 unofficially on the night for Peterson.
Why was that last point for Monroe? Why was that a point?
Was double contact on the setter.
Oh.
Jamison. McGovern, bump set for Davidson. McQuarrie. Pratt. Ayotte high over the top. Carpenter. Barnes. Davidson. Dig Johnson. Pratt runs that one down. Johnson sends a free ball. Carpenter. Barnes, quick in the middle for Perez, and she misses. We saw a glimpse of Monroe's middles getting involved in the second set. Not so much here in set number 3. Barnes, high back set for McGovern, and she pounds that one through. She's got 4 kills on the night to go with a bucket load of assists and an ace.
She wants the t-shirt.
And we just don't have the capacity to keep the assist numbers. Someday, we'll keep digs and assists. Right now, I'm not that good. But we will keep kills, and that's Sidney Peterson with her 11th of the night. And again, just that big reach. It's almost not even an arm swing. She just reaches up over top of everyone and slams the ball down. And then she goes back and gets a service ace. Her first one of those on the night. She's now accounted for 11 kills, 1 ace, a stuff block, and 2 block assists unofficially. Pretty good night for Sidney Peterson. Working on that Speedway Chevrolet player of the match profile. Ooh, confusion. Peterson sends a free ball over. Zimmerman. Barnes, quick for Barber. Dig Jamison. Skyhook from Bond, and it works. Carly Bond goes up. I thought we were watching Tim Duncan in the middle of the court there for a second. I'd have said Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but I'd have showed my age a little too much.
Well, we are a couple of old geezers up here, right?
We will be right back as we get a timeout on the Monroe side on STSPN.com.
Buffalo Square Dental, Clearview, Foursquare.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
And we're back inside Glacier Peak High School. Big thanks to Ace Hardware and Lake Stevens for helping to make these matches possible. Here on STSPN.com, we've mentioned it a couple times, we've got more volleyball than ever before. It's largely due to their support of the volleyball community. Brooke Barnes, quick in the middle, Sophie Barber, dig by the middle, Peterson. Run down by Pratt, Johnson the lefty out of the back row, and Lexi Carpenter lets it run long. Monroe gets a much needed side out coming out of the timeout.
Serving for Monroe, number 10, Tatum Mcgovern.
Mason McQuarrie back into the match for Glacier Peak. Tatum Mcgovern at the service line for the Bearcats. Natalie Ayotte. Ooh, tough one for Pratt to run down. Ayotte comes up with her left hand. She is not left-handed.
I just don't think the Grizzlies aren't showing the organization that.
Jamison pushes his ball outside. Ayotte misfires on that one. Passing is when it's good. The Grizzlies have run their offense very, very well. When it's consistently 10, 12, 13 feet off the net, difficult to really get much of a rhythm or a flow. Tatum Mcgovern, very good server. That ball into the net. Mcgovern gets a service ace there, her second of the night. And so much of a team is you want to keep the other team what we call out of system. You don't want them to have all their options. You want them to really just be struggling to get that ball back. Mcgovern, her second ace in a row, and all of a sudden Monroe right back in this one. Glacier Peak calls a timeout now. We'll go ahead and take a timeout as well here on STSPN.com.
I think you probably need one.
Cornerstone Chiropractic, Dyer and Folk Family Dentistry.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
All right, each team's used a timeout, so we're tied at 13 here in set number 3. We've got a battle between Glacier Peak and Monroe. Here's Natalie Ayotte. Beautiful dig from Samantha Zimmerman. Avery Davidson high over the top. McQuarrie somehow kept alive by Claire Johnson. Free ball sent by Bond. Carpenter, McGovern, quick for Barber. She misfires out of play. Middles need to either give a little bit more space, or Tatum Mcgovern needs to pull them a little tighter to the net against a big block on the other side. I'd say the middles need to keep their approach a little further off the net, keep that ball in front of them. Sierra Pratt swinging for the fences with that one, just misses long. An aggressive serve, but not a successful one. Megan Toomey comes in to serve for the Bearcats. Sarah Day checks back into the front row. Both coaches pretty consistent with what they're doing lineup-wise, letting these two claims just dig it out. And Toomey goes for a little cut serve towards the sideline, just overcuts it. Natalie Ayotte brings her jump top spin to the service line. Carpenter, McGovern, Day, McQuarrie. Quick in the middle for Bond. Picked up by Barber. McGovern runs it down. Sarah Day, high hook over the shot top, and she misses. She didn't get much footwork involved there. It was a quick and kind of funky transition. Natalie Ayotte continues to serve. Oh, that one comes off the tape, and she gets the ace, her third of the night. Her and Claire Johnson both have 3 aces on the evening. Tatum Mcgovern has 3 for Monroe. Total of 7 aces for Glacier Peak so far this evening. Carpenter picks that one up. Right side, Ellie Lewis pounds it off the block. Picked up by Mcgovern. Carpenter, Lewis again. This one up off the block and down. And Ellie Lewis with her 6th kill of the evening.
Now serving for Monroe, number 14, Sophie Barber.
Sophie Barber to the service line. She misfires. Lilia Perez, the senior middle, in the front row for Monroe.
Serving for Glacier Peak, number 11, AC McQuarrie.
That brings Sidney Peterson back into the front row for Glacier Peak, and I would expect April Munoz at some time to address the mismatch between Peterson and Perez. Little cat and mouse game as to where you put those middles, but you might just put Sophie Barber in there across from Peterson, if you can, to get a little bigger set of hands in front of her. Hasn't happened yet, but keep an eye out for that as the night goes on. And that is Kara Souls into the match. Misfire from Peterson, so Souls looks like she will serve and set here. Taking the place of Brooke Barnes. Kara Souls, the senior setter for Monroe. Saw her a little bit in the first match against Kamiak, and we've seen Brooke Barnes ever since. Big swing from Emily Jamison. She dropped the hammer on that one. She's got 4 kills on the night. And we see Barnes come back in for Souls. So a couple missed serves from Barnes. And then Kara Souls gets the opportunity to serve. Brooke Barnes back in to set now for the Bearcats. Glacier Peak trying to close out set number 2 here. Out of system set from Carpenter, and Toomey and Mcgovern both going after that one. Second time we've seen them both in the vicinity of a ball. Got to be vocal. Make sure you know. If you're a front row player backing up, you got to know. Your back row player needs to know to get out of the way. Service ace! Claire Johnson, her 4th of the night. The Bearcats look bewildered. It looked good to me. If you ever get the opportunity to line judge, you want to make your calls quickly. Quickly and correctly. Correctly and quickly being the proper order. Again an ace for Johnson. She's got 5 on the night now. And she is just feasting at the service line this evening. Timeout called by the Bearcats as all of a sudden they're in a hole here in set number 3. Glacier Peak in control on STSPN.com. And we're back. Glacier Peak trying to close out set number 3 here. Claire Johnson at the service line. She's got 5 aces on the night. Megan Toomey picks that one up. Tatum Mcgovern rolls over the top. Dig Johnson. Outside, here's Jamison. Nice dig, Carpenter. Barnes gets her hands under it. Mcgovern over the top. Popped up by Jamison. Brought back by McQuarrie. Jamison over the top sends a free ball. Picked up by Perez. Back set for Sarah Day, and that ball off the touch. Or no, that ball in. I think it was touched and it was in. Either way, it's Sarah Day's 10th kill of the night. She has been on fire ever since the second set started. She's back at the service line now. Avery Davidson back into the front row for the Bearcats. Ayotte, Pratt, Peterson. Woo! That is hard to stop.
In for Monroe, number 13, Sam Zimmerman.
Jamison back to serve for the Grizzlies. And she aces him down the line. Davidson thought it was going to be out. And Jamison gets her first ace of the night, and Monroe's serve receive has let down here towards the end of set number 3. Would have to point at that as being the biggest difference, and there's another ace to close it out. Just to put an exclamation point on that one, 25-18, Glacier Peak takes set number 3. These young Bearcats have an opportunity to come back and force a 5th set. Glacier Peak at home is going to want to take care of business as quickly as they can. We're going to take care of some business here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Take about 2 minutes, come right on back and watch set 4 on STSPN.com. And it is time for set 4 here at Glacier Peak High School. Glacier Peak Grizzlies with a 2-1 lead over the Monroe Bearcats. We've had ourselves a treat so far this evening. Set 1 and 3 to feature big runs by both teams, big scoring runs. Set number 2 was a slugfest, just back and forth side-out volleyball all the way through to a 27-25 finish for the Monroe Bearcats. No such finish in set number 3. Glacier Peak puts a big run together at the end to round up a 25-18 win. The home team Grizzlies lead 2-1. Tatum Mcgovern for the visiting Bearcats. He's junior setter at the service line, and we're underway here in set number 4. Carly Bond pounds that ball through the middle and down. That's her 4th kill of the night. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Tonight's action is brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, and our Player of the Match award afterwards will be brought to you by Speedway Chevrolet. Big bump set for Ellie Lewis, and she swings hard, big reach, and misses wide. And Natalie Ayotte with that jump topspin serve at the inline serving for Glacier Peak. That's where they came out with their first server in the last set as well. And she gets a service ace on Davidson. That's Natalie's 4th ace of the night. An incredible 12 aces already for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Sarah Day passes this one about 30 feet high. Quick in the middle for Sophie Barber, and she gets her 2nd kill of the evening.
Monroe, number 4, Megan Toomey.
Megan Toomey checks in. She will serve and play defense for the Bearcats. Ayat, Pratt, outside for Jamison. Roll down the line, and net violation called against, looked like number 14. Looked like a net violation called against Barber. That's a cheap point on a mental error for the Grizzlies. That brings Macy McQuarrie to the service line, and that brings Sidney Peterson, who's got 12 kills already on the night, into the match. Free ball sent by McGovern. Johnson out of the back row. Ayat now, and that ball drops. Natalie Ayat gets her 5th kill of the night. Good, well-balanced offense, considering they've got such an effective weapon as Peterson, but they've also got 4 kills for Jamison, 4 kills for Bond, 5 kills for Ayat. McQuarrie, a good night from the service line so far. Here's Sarah Day off the hands. Ayat picks that up. That was a very beach volleyball-looking move. Sophie Barber goes up against Peterson, gives her something to think about. We talked about that. McGovern gets her 5th kill of the night, 2nd one on the setter dump. And she's been very, she's used that sparingly, and it's been very effective. Nice job for Tatum, the way she spaced that out. Cassidy Culbertson into the match to serve for Sophie Barber. She will serve and play a little defense for Barber. This high set into the middle, just punched off the block by Jamison, and confusion on the Monroe side. And Jamison's gonna get her 5th kill of the night for that one. Claire Johnson back to serve for Glacier Peak. Ball tickles the tape. Sarah Day pops it up. McGovern runs it down. Day has to read. Tough angle as that ball's coming over her shoulder, and she can't get it over the tape there. And into play, and Glacier Peak out with a vengeance here early in set number 4, looking to put this one away on their home court. Monroe has shown that they can score points in big chunks. The service error there, they're hoping will lead to some point scoring in big chunks. Kara Souls checks into the match. She will serve. Last set we saw her come in and serve and then set while she was serving. And then Brooke Barnes came back in. Back set for Peterson. The timing is just off. The timing is not quite right yet between Peterson and Pratt. They've hit it a couple times, and it's amazing. More often than not, the timing is just a little off, and Sidney Peterson is just so athletic, so dynamic that it works anyway. Tatum McGovern hammers that ball through. She's got 6 kills on the night. When Pratt and Peterson really dial that timing in, and it's working consistently and powerfully, and that ball's coming down the majority of the time, oh my God, it's going to be fun to watch. Sarah Day, McQuarrie, Pratt, Peterson. Picked up by McGovern, but it's out of play, and we're going to give Peterson her 14th kill of the night on that one. Last night we had Hannah Onsen with 20 kills for Lake Stevens as they defeated Jackson in 4 sets. Sidney Peterson, yeah, good chance of catching that tonight. She serves that ball out of play. Lilia Perez back to the service line for the Bearcats. That brings Sophie Barber back to the front row. Natalie Ayat, just long, no touch detected.
Point Bearcats.
Perez will continue to serve. Good serve from Sophia Perez. Natalie Ayat runs it down, takes out the second official on her way through. Here's Brooke Barnes, Sophie Barber through the middle. Nice job, Sophia Barber. And Brooke Barnes connecting on that quick swing in the middle. It's Barber versus Bond right now. Matchup we haven't seen a lot of tonight. Perez. Pratt keeps it alive. McQuarrie sends a free ball. Barber outside now for Davidson. Hammers it off the block. Covered by Zimmerman. Here's Barber, and she misses wide. No. Touch call. And Coach Dave Thorne wants to know who touched that ball. Neither one of the line judges called it. The up ref is clapping his hands together, whatever that means. Coach Dave Thorne calling a timeout. He calls a timeout. All right, that was an interesting exchange. Little interesting officiating, little interesting coaching, and we're going to take a quick timeout here on STSPN.com.
Schwab Tire Center, McDaniel's Do It Center, Murphy's Corner Dental, Northwest Animal Care,
Hey volleyball fans, it is a great time to be part of the uprising. We've got adult and junior leagues, club hybrid programs, private personal training, court rentals, and much, much more. Check us out. We're Snohomish County's only indoor beach and hardcourt volleyball facility, uprisingvolleyball.com.
And we're back underway here at Glacier Peak High School. Natalie Ayotte with the big swing and the kill for the Grizzlies, her 6th of the night. So the timeout from head coach Dave Thorne after the interesting touch call, we'll call it. Can't say that it was right, can't say that it was wrong. I couldn't see it from here. Sophie Barber, this one dug by Jamison. Ayotte, that one's out of play, side out for the Bearcats. So Glacier Peak gets the side out, gives it back. Ellie Lewis checks in for the Bearcats. Tatum Mcgovern back to serve and set for Monroe. Junior setter Mcgovern, for my money, one of the better setters in Wesco 4A, although we've got Sierra Pratt on the other side. Oh gosh. Double contact called against Pratt. That's uncharacteristic of her. She's had a very good night tonight. Distributes the ball very, very well. Lefty, senior for Glacier Peak, has been very impressive. Mcgovern, service ace from Tatum Mcgovern, her 4th of the night. By my unofficial stats, it's possibly a missed one, but for my unofficial stats, she is the only Bearcat with an ace, and she has 4 to go with 6 kills. Ayotte pops this ball up. Pratt has to run it down. Ayotte back from the back row, pick up Carpenter. Ellie Lewis hammers that ball off the block, cover Barber. Oh, and it's sent over and kept alive. Sam Zimmerman. Carpenter sends a free ball as we got a full-blown scramble. Bond, Pratt's back in system, and the big block of Barber, and Davidson is there. Ball's picked up by Mcgovern, out of system set for Carpenter, and Avery Davidson just hammers that one down over the top. She's got a big high reach. It's slightly unorthodox. It doesn't look like you would expect a big outside swing to look, but when it connects, it's effective because it has such a high point of contact. Mcgovern puts her 5th ace of the night into the record book. That's going to bring Aaliyah Stratton in to shore up the serve receive. She's going to come in place of Natalie Ayotte. Give her a spell. But oddly enough, not in the serve receive. But the slight change of tempo, the hesitation at the service line. As a coach, you do that sometimes. You make that sub just to slow things down. Aaliyah Stratton's going to serve now for the Bearcats, and Sam Zimmerman pops this one high. Free ball sent over by Lewis. McQuarrie. Pratt, big back set for Johnson, and she hammers it off the tape and down. Johnson hasn't seen a ton of the offense tonight. She's been a wrecking ball from the service line. That's just her 2nd kill. She's got 5 aces on the evening, and she's been a part of a block. Carpenter. Mcgovern, in the middle, Barber. That ball's just out of play. Just touch called. Point Bearcats. I'm not sure the Grizzlies agree with that.
In for Monroe, number 4,
Doesn't seem to be a lot of argument going on. It was the line judge who made the call that time, so Barber gets the kill on that one. That's her 4th of the night. Megan Toomey's into the match to serve. Oh, Sierra Pratt now having a conversation with the official about the touch again. That's 2 touch calls that have gone against the Grizzlies. Spending a lot of time discussing. Not sure that there's that much to discuss with a touch call. The line judge made the call. Last time it was the up ref who made the call, overruling the line judges. This time it was the line judge who made the call. Senior captain slowing down the tempo, making Megan Toomey stand at the service line. Megan Toomey now. Stratton, run down by Pratt. Over the top, Jamison. Here's Mcgovern outside. Sarah Day, big swing. McQuarrie can't handle. Bond pops it up. Ellie Lewis goes up in the joust. It's picked up by Bond, and the net violation call against, I believe she's calling it against number 12. Not 100% sure there. That would have been Johnson. Megan Toomey. Quick serve right after the whistle and just misses. Trying to keep a frustrated Glacier Peak team frustrated, and instead gives them a side out that they needed at that point. Macy McQuarrie back to the service line. Monroe working to 5th set. Glacier Peak working to put away. McQuarrie with a service ace. That is the 10, 11, 12, 13th ace of the night for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies on the unofficial Uprising volleyball stat sheet. And she misfires with that one. The Bearcats hanging on to a slim margin here. Cassidy Culbertson in to serve. Play some defense for Barber. Lilia Perez, the senior middle, back into the front row. She's got a matchup against Peterson here. It's a mismatch that we've seen Glacier Peak exploit tonight. Culbertson misses her serve, trying to go short. And an easy side out for the Grizzlies.
And for Monroe, number 14, Sophie Barber.
Johnson at the service line. She's got 5 aces tonight. Megan Toomey, good pass from her. Back set for Lewis off the hands of Jamison. Picked up out of the back row, that's Stratton. Mcgovern outside, here's Day, and she puts that one down. Sarah Day with her 11th kill of the night. Into the match to serve for the Bearcats, senior setter Kara Souls, number 3. We've seen her serving in place of Brooke Barnes these last 2 sets. Perfect pass, Stratton back for Sidney Peterson. 15 kills on the night for Peterson. When it's perfect, it's unstoppable. We talked about how he usually scores points even when it's not perfect. That one was perfect. Beautiful quick back set from Pratt, and Peterson just dents the hardwood. Tatum McGovern, dig Jamison, run down by Pratt. Jamison out of the back row, dig Carpenter. Barnes, double contact. That was a bad one. Good call. And Jamison will continue from the service line. We've got ourselves a good one here tonight. As we mentioned, this is the best 3 out of 5. Monroe down 2-1, trying to force a 5th set. Glacier Peak trying to close it out at home. Lilia Perez, nice timing, nice swing on the back set by Barnes. And Perez gets her 3rd kill of the evening. Davidson's into the front row, the other sophomore outside hitter. Opposite Sarah Day, who is serving right now. Good serve from Day. Jamison picks it up. Off-speed shot from Peterson. Still causes trouble. Free ball sent over by Perez. McQuarrie outside here. Stratton, and Aaliyah Stratton drops the hammer on that one. Beautiful swing from Stratton. She's worked hard to develop her power game. It's something that she hasn't necessarily had. She shoots the ball a lot. She has extremely good placement, extremely good control. Beautiful to see her adding that big hammer to the arsenal more often. Peterson with the serve. Carpenter. Barnes, right side McGovern. Dig Peterson. Pratt. Back set out of the back row. It's Johnson. Pick up Carpenter. Here's Davidson. Had to slow down her approach and gets the kill anyway. Avery Davidson looking good here in set 4. She's got 6 kills on the night now. Perez at the service line. Barber back into the front row. Here's Carly Bond, and she goes up looking for the touch. No touch detected, no touch called. The Grizzlies don't like it. I didn't see it either. Perez serving again. McQuarrie. Pratt outside for Stratton. This ball up off the block. Pick up by Perez. Outside for Davidson. Big high reach. What a dig by Jamison. Outside for Stratton. Double contact called. Ball came out with a lot of spin on it. Timeout for the Grizzlies. Monroe trying to force a 5th and deciding set. Glacier Peak needs to come back and close it down. We'll be right back on STSPN.com. You aren't going to want to miss this.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Not as bad as last night. Welcome back inside. Glacier Peak High School, the Monroe Bearcats up by 3, trying to force a 5th and deciding set. We've seen this before. Glacier Peak came back and claimed set number 1, trailing at about this point. Monroe not going to let that happen again in their book. Glacier Peak going to do everything they can to make it happen. Aaliyah Stratton high over the top, finds the deep corner. Nice swing, good changeup on her arm swing, and a good side out of the timeout by the Grizzlies. Sierra Pratt back at the service line, the senior setter for Glacier Peak. She serves just long. Monroe, Tatum Mcgovern, junior setter, back to the service line. Ellie Lewis, the freshman right side, comes in. She joins Barber and Davidson in the front row for the Bearcats. The serve received for Glacier Peak, Stratton, McQuarrie, and Jamison. It's McQuarrie. Running it down is Pratt. Outside the lefty, cuts it wide. Zimmerman plays it anyway. Davidson reaches high over the top, nice dig, Jamison. Here's the push outside. Here's Johnson, and Johnson puts the ball on the ground for her 3rd kill of the night. Aaliyah Stratton back to the service line for Glacier Peak. They need to manufacture a point with their serve sometime soon. Carpenter, that's about 15 feet off, bump set, outside for Lewis, and Ellie Lewis just reaches up and pounds it down. The freshman has had the best night that I've seen out of her yet. She's got 7 kills on the evening. Avery Davidson back to serve for Monroe. Sarah Day back into the front row. She's got 11 kills on the night to lead all of the Bearcat hitters. Perfect pass for Pratt. Outside Jamison. Nice dig Mcgovern. Out of system set. Carpenter. Day. High roll over the top. Dig Stratton. Pratt. And putting it down is Johnson. She's got the last 2 kills for Glacier Peak. She is coming up clutch here down the stretch. That brings Macy McQuarrie back to serve. Sidney Peterson back into the front row for the Grizzlies. Carpenter, McGovern, Day, and they side out. Monroe will have set points here in set number 4. Looking to force a 5th and deciding set. It'll be the first 5th set I've seen so far this year. My favorite part of the game, the 5th set race to 15. Glacier Peak not ready to let that happen just yet, though. Their serve receive is set. They'll look to side out and take control of this match back. Jamison, run down by Pratt. Nice jump pivot. Pick up by Barber. McGovern pushes it outside for Day. Big off the block. Day covers herself. Oh my. And the ball rolls up her arms. Usually you'll get some leniency on that first contact, but not for the prolonged contact. It's called a lift. Claire Johnson, who's got 5 aces on the match, back at the service line. Carpenter, perfect pass, McGovern, quick in the middle, Perez, and it's Sidney Peterson puts that one away, her second stuffed block of the night. She's got 2 block assists to go with it, along with 15 kills and an ace. Timeout for Monroe. Crunch time here in set number 4. We'll be back on STSPN.com. Comes down to this. Monroe needs to side out to force a 5th and deciding set. If Glacier Peak can get the point here, we get bonus volleyball. It'll be the first team that wins by 2 then in set number 4. Glacier Peak with a 2-set-to-1 lead, and coming out of the timeout, that serve is just long from Johnson. Johnson, who's been so devastating from the service line, misfires. Monroe takes the 4th set, 25-23. We get a 5th and deciding set to 15. You must win by 2. If you like what you've seen here tonight, if you've had a pretty good time watching this match, well, even if it's not tonight, even if you're watching this archive tomorrow or next Thursday, whatever, even if you're a coach scouting for your match later on down the road, check it out. Pay attention to some sponsors. We want more volleyball broadcasts. We want more support of the sport of volleyball. So Ace Hardware and Lake Stevens, you need to go by, you need to see those guys, you need to thank them both with your voice and with your pocketbook for supporting high school volleyball here in Snohomish County and the Pacific Northwest. Really, really blessed to have them give the opportunity for us to have so many matches this year. We've got 15 matches just in the regular season for volleyball here on STSPN.com, the most we've ever had. It's fantastic, the support that we've got from both them and our supporters for the Player of the Match. Speedway Chevrolet stepped up big this year to support high school volleyball on STSPN.com, and we need both of those companies to hear from you. We need them to hear that, hey, this is something that people will recognize, that you're making a difference in the community. You're supporting a sport that we love. Hey, if you're sitting here listening to me talk about volleyball right now and watching this on the live stream, I got news for you. You love volleyball. So just get with it, get out. Thank these companies for supporting what we're doing here. We're going to take a really fast break. We're going to be back. You got time to real quick run to the fridge. That's about it. And we'll be back with set number 5, best set of the night here on STSPN.com.
That Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family. That means 84 years of serving you, the LJ. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half-ton, 1-ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to this. Set 5 here on STSPN.com. We're at Glacier Peak High School. The Monroe Bearcats, Glacier Peak Grizzlies tied at 2 sets apiece. We will play 1 deciding set to 15. You must win by 2. I do believe in high school we switch sides when the score gets to 8 on one side. I know in club we do. I don't remember for sure. We'll find out here in just a few minutes on STSPN.com. Hey, we talked about it going into the break. Make sure you take good care of our sponsors. Don't be afraid to take good care of my group as well, Uprising Volleyball. We'd love to have you come out and play some beach volleyball. Check out some of our tournaments next summer. We've got indoor beach hybrid club teams going. If you want a little something different, we've got great volleyball development programs, kids in both of these systems that are part of our program that we're super proud of. We're going into our second year. We've got a little facility down in Mukilteo, and we'd love to have you come out and check us out. Serving to start the match for Glacier Peak, that's number 8, Carly Bond. She gets the overfeed. That ball is slapped down by Jamison. Picked up again. Mcgovern gets a swing. Dig Pratt. Johnson, bump set out of the back row. That is Stratton. Sophie Barber. Pick up by Bond. Pratt. Up high over the top. Dig Carpenter. Here comes Davidson. Avery Davidson. Nice dig by Bond. Run down by Pratt. Stratton goes up, stays aggressive with it. Sophie Barber reads it all the way. She gets her first block of the night. She did a nice job of being patient, waiting for that play to develop. And how's that for a first rally of set 5? Tatum Mcgovern at the service line for the Bearcats. And that's a service ace for Mcgovern, her 6th of the evening. Oh, and that ball is, oh my, overruled. The line judge called it down. I thought it was down. The crowd thought it was down, and the up official disagreed. He is the man on the platform. He is in control. Mcgovern, that's set for Davidson. Tip high over the top, Dig McQuarrie. Pratt, Peterson, just like that. Glacier Peak, Peterson's 16th kill of the night. Claire Johnson back at the service line for the Grizzlies. Davidson, McGovern, Ellie Lewis, the freshman with 8 kills for the Bearcats. Megan Toomey, junior defensive specialist, comes in to serve. Sarah Day with 12 kills already in the night, checks into the front row for Monroe. Stratton, Pratt, in the middle, Peterson, roll over the top, Dig Toomey. McGovern, Day, oh, Sidney Peterson just roofs that one, her 3rd stuff block of the night. Jamison, Carpenter, right side, Ellie Lewis, dig Jamison, overfeed, Barber fires it out of play. And as a coach, that makes you pull your hair out. That's an easy kill if you just go up with 2 hands, put it where the other team is not. Instead, when you try and hammer it, it goes wrong way too much of the time. Here's Barber as McGovern tries to get her involved again. Dig Johnson, quick in the middle for Peterson. That's the hands of Day. Sophie Barber misfires again. The junior middle with a couple errors here, and the moment gets in your head sometimes. You got to learn how to live now. Play this next ball. Jamison at the service line for Glacier Peak. That's a bullet and an ace for number 10, Emily Jamison. Timeout for the Bearcats. Jamison's 3rd ace on the night. We'll take a quick timeout here on STSPN.com.
Bottega Beach Volleyball Park and Northwest Juniors. Buffalo Square Dental, Clearview, Varsity.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive.
Welcome back. Glacier Peak Grizzlies on fire here in set number 5. They've opened up a lead coming out of the timeout. Emily Jamison going for the short serve and misfires. Monroe gets a desperately needed side out. Cassidy Culbertson in to serve. for Monroe. Culbertson, the senior defensive specialist. McQuarrie, tough pass from her, run down by Pratt. Peterson picked up off the stuff from Perez. I guess it's not technically a stuff if it's picked up, but Perez does a nice job of getting the defense up along with Sarah Day, and Monroe gets the point. Culbertson will serve again. And she misfires on that one. Out of play, so that's those little mistakes that are going to clean up as the season goes on. This Monroe team is only going to get better, but you got to get a little more disciplined. You got to get a little more confident, a little bit more sure in these situations. The only way you can do it is to experience it. Here's Sarah Day. That ball's up off the block and down, and Sarah Day, 13 kills. She's gotten more confident, more composed as the night has gone on. Her offensive production really started picking up in the second set and hasn't let off. Kara Souls in to serve for the Bearcats, senior setter. Leah Stratton. Pratt out of the back row-ish. Stratton gets a lucky break off the block and gets her third kill of the night. Senior outside hitters made an impact here down the stretch for the Grizzlies. Sierra Pratt made an impact all night long for the Grizzlies. She's at the service line. Megan Toomey. Barnes outside Mcgovern, and McQuarrie would like to have that one back. Tatum Mcgovern gets her 7th kill of the night. Macy McQuarrie thought she had it lined up, and it just got a little outside of her body. Sarah Day at the service line. The sophomore outside hitter Avery Davidson back into the match, along with the senior middle Perez and Mcgovern in the front row. That tip over the top picked up, almost picked up by Mcgovern. And that's Stratton, I believe, from the right side, who got that tip over the top for a kill. She goes back to serve. Jamison's into the front row. Well, we know now we don't switch sides in high school ball. Ooh, that ball was close enough to have to play it. Sam Zimmerman brings it back. Free ball sent by Perez. That's in. Beautiful pass from Stratton. Here's Johnson. She misfires. And Monroe staying around in this one. Glacier Peak not able to really slam the door closed yet. Sophie Barber back into the match for the Bearcats. Senior middle Lilia Perez at the service line. Stratton, perfect pass for Pratt. Here's Bond up off the block, and Carly Bond hammers that one through. She's got 5 tonight.
In for Glacier Peak, number 34, Sidney Peterson.
Bond will go back to serve. Sidney Peterson back into the front row for the Grizzlies. And service ace! Carly Bond goes right between Culbertson and Mcgovern.
Glacier Peak, number 8, Carly Bond.
And right back at him again, Mcgovern this time with the pass. Barnes, Davidson, that ball shanked out of play, and Davidson gets the kill. She's got 7. Tons of kills on the score sheet tonight. I'm running out of ink over here. Ellie Lewis back into the match for Monroe. Tatum Mcgovern back to serve. The Bearcats have some work to do. McGovern's been good from the service line. Jamison puts that one up. Pratt gets a hand to it, but can hardly keep it alive, and Tatum Mcgovern keeping pressure on this Grizzlies serve-receive with her tough serves this evening. She's got 6 aces. We'll make it 5 aces. There's a big overfeed. Barber is up, and net violation called against Pratt. Sierra Pratt doesn't like that call. I'm anticipating that's what that look means. Timeout called, Glacier Peak. Monroe right back in it. Come back soon. We got about 30 seconds. We'll be right back here on STSPN.com.
You're watching STSPN!
And we are back. Monroe closing the margin to 1. Each team's used a timeout. We're playing to 15. You must win by 2. It is set 5 here in at Glacier Peak High School. Tatum Mcgovern at the service line for the Bearcats. Aaliyah Stratton. Perfect pass for Pratt. Sidney Peterson is picked up by Zimmerman. Stratton again. Pratt now outside for Jamison. High tip over the top, pick up by Mcgovern. Bump set from Carpenter. That ball's picked up by McQuarrie. Peterson for Jamison over the top. Carpenter with the dig again. Pushed outside by Mcgovern and hammered down by Davidson. What a rally. What a set from Tatum Mcgovern. Falling backwards, she chucks that ball out. I expected it to be a double just by her body position. It came out clean. And then she goes hard with the serve. Nice pass by Stratton just to keep it alive. Tip from Peterson, dug by Mcgovern. Carpenter, the libero with the out-of-system set. Dig Stratton. Here's Johnson. Tip over the top, picked up by Zimmerman. Oh, the push over the top by Mcgovern. Nice read from Pratt. Outside, Jamison picked up by Carpenter. Chasing it down and into the bleachers is Mcgovern. Leading by example as she goes flying after that ball. Lexi Carpenter having herself a very good night tonight. The libero for Monroe. We've said her name a lot, haven't talked about her nearly enough. She's had a fantastic evening. Claire Johnson at the service line. Zimmerman, Mcgovern. Ellie Lewis gets the kill. She's got 9 kills on the evening. Megan Toomey into serve. Sarah Day and her 13 kills come into the front row. She leads all the hitters for Monroe. Only Peterson has more. Here's perfect pass from Stratton. Peterson is stuffed by Barber and Day. That was big. That was big for these Bearcats. And Glacier Peak calls a timeout. We're going to stay right here on STSPN.com. So it's getting late. I'm tired. Man, I'm sitting up here talking to you, and I'm tired. These athletes went to a full day of school today. They have either already completed their homework or they still have homework to do. Most of them ate on the fly between classes, homework, and the matches. Most of the varsity players had some sort of work assignment for the JV and freshman game. Hats off to these kids. It's what it is to be a student athlete. A lot of work goes into it, and it's pretty fun to shine a spotlight on them on a night like tonight. Megan Toomey back to the service line for the Bearcats. Watch Sidney Peterson. She's hitting from the left pin. There it is, and she uses the block. No question, I don't think, who they were going to go to there. When you really need that kill, you go to the big hammer, Peterson. Remember, you must win by 2. We are playing to 15. Jamison, Lexi Carpenter with the pass. Right side, Ellie Lewis, picked up by Jamison. Outside, here's Stratton, the cut, picked up by Day. Mcgovern gets under it. Free ball sent by Barber. Somehow they use the net to make that happen. Here's Peterson. That ball's off the block, and Sidney Peterson with her 18th kill on the night, and it is match point Grizzlies. Timeout Bearcats. We're going to take a quick timeout here, watch these commercials, support these sponsors, and come right back for the end of this one on STSPN.com.
Northwest Tank, Platinum Home Lending, PostNet.
Here it is, the timeouts are done. Both teams have used 2. Match point, Emily Jamison serves. Sarah Day out of system. Carpenter for Day. She rolls over the top, dig Stratton. Pratt, Stratton, roll over the top, dig Toomey. Mcgovern gets her hands on it. Day gets a swing and it's down. And Monroe staves off the first match point by Glacier Peak. The kill from Sarah Day, her 14th of the match and easily her biggest of the season so far. Cassidy Culbertson, senior defensive specialist, in to serve for the Bearcats. Macy McQuarrie. Here's Sidney Peterson, and she misfires off the tape. Well, we could say the block got it, we could say Perez got it, but I don't think that's the truth. I think it came off the tape, and it is now match point for the Bearcats. Watch Peterson. She's coming from the right pin now. And just chucked up in the air. She sends a free ball. Toomey, McGovern, Day, picked up. Nice job by Johnson. Outside, here's Stratton. Cuts it through, and Aaliyah Stratton keeps it alive with her 5th kill of the night. She just chops that one through the block. Both teams have had a match point. Neither team's been able to convert. Glacier Peak serves. First team to get a 2-point advantage will be the winner tonight. We knew it was going to be a close one. We knew these were evenly matched teams. Toomey, McGovern, Day again, Sarah Day. 15 kills on the night. Into the match, Kara Souls. She will serve for the Bearcats. Match point number 2 for them. 16-15. The Bearcats looking for their first win of the season. Jamison, Pratt, Stratton puts it on the floor again. Aaliyah Stratton came in set number 3, and the senior has made a huge impact for the Grizzlies down the stretch. Sierra Pratt at the service line now. They've staved off 2 match points by the Bearcats, squandered one of their own. Pratt looking to earn a second one. Toomey, bump set from Carpenter. McGovern, roll over the top, dig McQuarrie. Here's Johnson, chucks that one down the line. Nice back set from Pratt, and Claire Johnson with her unofficial 5th kill of the night to go with 5 aces. Here it is, match point number 2 for the Grizzlies. Senior setter, the lefty Sierra Pratt at the service line. Megan Toomey. Barnes, tip Perez, picked up by McGovern. Barnes out for McGovern. High shot over the top, picked up by Jamison. Bond, McQuarrie sends a free ball, pick up by Carpenter. Bit of a scramble. Here's McGovern. High shot over the line, Jamison. Just tipped up over the top, dig Toomey. Oh, McGovern. Oh, that ball right at Jamison. Here comes Stratton. Carpenter picks this one up. Barnes, back set, looking for Day. She tips it, it's up. McQuarrie got it up. No, they say it was a lift. I have no idea what he's calling on the lift. McQuarrie does a great job of getting under that ball for the pancake. Somewhere along the line, the officials saw prolonged contact. Each team has now had 2 chances to win the match, and we're tied at 17. Here's Stratton, cuts that ball. Barnes, McGovern fighting over who's going to set it. Perez, nice job picking it up, and Perez again, and this time she puts it into the corner. I believe it was Bond who picked that one up. Perez has not had a lot of offense tonight, but that one was important. 3rd match point for the Bearcats. McQuarrie tying her shoe. Veteran move from I believe Macy's a senior. Yep, senior libero for Glacier Peak. Sarah Day at the service line. Avery Davidson in the front row for the Bearcats. Nice serve. Stratton, nice job with the pass. Ball's outside for the lefty Johnson. Picked up bump set from Barnes. Davidson high off the block, picked up by Jamison. Pratt outside. Here's Johnson again. Carpenter can't control it. And that should be 18-18. Yep, there we go. So now Monroe's had 3 chances to win the match. Haven't been able to do it. Glacier Peak has had 2. Aaliyah Stratton at the service line. She's been huge down the stretch, and she goes deep corner. Can't convert that one. Monroe gets their 4th chance to win the match. Still looking for their first win of the season. Senior Lilia Perez at the service line. McQuarrie, beautiful pass. Back set, there's Bond! Oh my! Carly Bond tattooed that one. Beautiful pass from Macy McQuarrie. Incredible distribution of the ball from Sierra Pratt here tonight. She's been very good. Bond back to serve. Carpenter. There's Barnes. Barber picked up by Bond. Here's Johnson. Roll over the top. Barnes with the dig. Out of system set from the libero. Carpenter. Right side McGovern, and she gets the kill. She's got 8 kills on the night. And Monroe with their 5th chance now to win the match. Set point number 5. Ellie Lewis back into the front row. Good grief, by the time this match is over, she's not going to be a freshman anymore. Tatum McGovern, junior setter for Monroe at the service line. She's been impressive. Started her freshman year. Nice pass from Jamison. Peterson just hammers that ball through. Sidney Peterson, speaking of impressive, that's 19 kills on the night for the middle from Glacier Peak. Are we having fun yet? You like volleyball yet? This is pretty awesome. Claire Johnson at the service line. She's got 5 aces on the night. She goes after Avery Davidson. Davidson, high point of contact and puts it down. And both teams siding out now at a very high level. Avery Davidson goes back to serve. I believe Monroe is concerned about running out of timeouts, or substitutions, pardon me. They're out of timeouts. Davidson, oh, that ball's just long. Glacier Peak will send Emily Jamison back to the service line. Remember, we're playing to 15. It's 21-21. You must win by 2. Sarah Day. Mcgovern for Day. Hammers that one through the block. Sarah Day, 16 kills on the night. Back to serve, Sophie Barber. The senior Lilia Perez into the front row along with Day and the freshman Lewis. For the Bearcats, McQuarrie. Run down by Pratt. Here's Stratton. Stratton up off the block. Somehow it's picked up. Oh my God, that's a horrible call. That was a closed fist. She popped that ball up beautifully. That's an embarrassing call. Side out Glacier Peak. That was completely legal and an amazing athletic play. Sarah Day. Nice swing from Stratton. Pick up. Here's Day. Day. Oh, she was going to miss. Peterson, the middle, digs it. Stratton rolls over the top, dug by the setter Mcgovern. Here's Day with a chance to swing again. She goes to the tip. Johnson, Pratt, outside now for Stratton. Cut right at Day. McGovern for Day. Sarah Day, swing again. Picked up by Jamison. Outside, here's Stratton. Power tip, pick up by Carpenter. Here we go back for Lewis. Lewis pops it off the block. Dig, Pratt. The lefty bond to Carpenter. McGovern bumps into her middle as she was trying to dump it, and Glacier Peak gets their 3rd match point of the night. Sidney Peterson at the service line for the Grizzlies. The overfeed brought back, oh, that is a prolonged, it's not an illegal back row attack. The blocker didn't touch it. So the ref misses the call. He could have called a prolonged contact. At the end of the day, it's the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 24, the Monroe Bearcats 22. What a match, everybody. Thank you so much to Lake Stevens Ace Hardware for making this possible. Speedway Chevrolet's got our player of the match coming up in just a moment here on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back inside Glacier Peak High School, where the Grizzlies, in heart attack fashion, have taken down the Monroe Bearcats in 5, 26-24 in the 5th set. That's about how it goes. I'm here with our Speedway Chevrolet player of the match, the monster in the middle, Sidney Peterson. Sidney, you had an incredible match tonight. That connection with your senior setter, Sierra Pratt, really on display. Talk to me about Sierra and how much she means to this team, how your connection has developed.
Yeah, Sierra is definitely the root of our team. This year we've really built a special connection on the court and off the court, and I think that's really translated into games and our success. She is really the root of our success on the team.
So there was, down the stretch, there were opportunities where things didn't go your way, where you really could have just rolled over and said, tonight wasn't our night. Talk a little bit about the mental toughness of this team and how you guys come together when you face adversity.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple plays and stuff that didn't go in our favor, and we were down a couple points. I really do think that just coming together after every point, cheering, like really celebrating points, and I think we're really happy when each other get points. Like, it's not a personal thing, it's for each other. We play for each other, so I think that's what brings us to success.
Fantastic. Well, you were incredible tonight, Sidney, as was your Glacier Peak team. You guys get a really big win here in really contested fashion. Congratulations. I know you guys have a big match turnaround for Lake Stevens tomorrow night, so we won't hold you too long. That's our Speedway Chevrolet player of the match, Sidney Peterson, for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. They've defeated the Monroe Bearcats here at Glacier Peak High School 3-2. They're back in action tomorrow night against Lake Stevens. Hey, I'm Matty Bishop. This is STSPN.com, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.